spotlight. You know that it feels like time to put up a fight, honey. Got nothing left to lose, so let's start right now. Everybody want a piece of you. Gotta give them what they want, it's true. You're symphonic, yeah, so iconic. If you didn't know before, now you know. Now you know. Take a big step away from who you were. Flashing that smile and the whole world's a blur.
We are live, positively powerful. Scott Fitzgerald with the lovely Stacey Steinmiller here at Rockvox Studios in luxurious downtown Bushnell's Basin.
So luxurious.
The basin where people from miles around come here to relax on our white sand beaches and I don't know. So we're back. We took a little hiatus over the holidays.
Yes.
So now we're back to hopefully get you back into where you need to be. Well, because I know I need the show.
Yes.
I need the show terribly. My goodness. Just today, I was like, I need a vacation. I went to bed, 10 o'clock last night, fell right asleep, woke up at 5 as I usually do, and got Kelly ready for work and got her gone, and then fell back asleep.
Oh, wow.
And woke up at 7:30 and then came in here and then sat down on the couch and fell asleep again for another 20 minutes. And I was like, I'm just beat. I'm just beat. I haven't had a day off in a long time. Like every day there's something. If I'm not here, I'm doing something else.
Right.
So, but I didn't come here to complain. I didn't come here to complain. No. How you been? How was your holiday and everything?
Great. Yeah. I don't have any complaints, but it's funny actually, just for what reason, when I just was in the bathroom just now and I was washing my hands, I was thinking about how I've actually manifested a lot from complaining because I think it's because it like activates me into really pushing towards what I want, right? So it's that imagining of that future momentum and what I'm wanting, but historically it's not from this like peaceful, loving place. It's like, I need to be here because this is shit and I don't want to be, and it's like this more aggressive.
But that's working and working in your favor?
It always has.
Strange.
And that's what I was thinking about. I was like, why is that? So it's interesting that, you said about complaining. I think it works because of that forward momentum instead of complaining and being like stuck in the past, if that makes sense. And maybe the way in which I do it, it's more of like a frustration of I don't like where I'm at now. So there's like a complaint around I don't like where I'm at now. And then I must quickly shift it to where I want to be. But that, I'm guessing that's why it works.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're pretty much proving that whole idea that whatever you're focusing on comes about. So just like when people say, I'm saying I never get a break, I never get a break.
So you're never going to get a break. Exactly.
Well, I keep saying that.
Yeah.
I have to manifest a break and I have to do it. But yours is interesting because if we're looking at it from that way, you would be like, damn it, I need a break. Damn it, I need a break. And you'd get a break somehow.
Right, because I'm going forward to I need a break instead of saying I never get a break, right? Do you see? Yeah, so I think it's the language in which I'm using. Again, it's a forward, even though it's still riddled with frustration energy, it's still this forward movement energy. And I think that's so. It was interesting. I was like, why does that work, Stacey? I need to figure this out. And then I was like, so it's like I can still manifest that way, but it can cause, if I in my frustration for too much, it can cause stress on my body.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And you're also, regardless of the outcome, you're still existing in sort of a negative energy state of some kind that's not healthy.
Right.
Well, speaking of the negative energy state, it's kind of what I wanted to talk about today, which was how you deal with negative influences on your life, how you deal with arguments, or when you're in a very heightened situation with someone and there's screaming and things like that. Looking back into my past, coming from the Irish background, the hotheads, just like my dad, he would fly off the handle. Obviously he's mellowed out since he's been in his 80s, but that was always something that I did. Like I would just fly off the handle and yell and scream and rant and rave and even like if I couldn't get something to work, I'd be like, just piece of shit. And since I started working with you, a lot of what I've been doing has been about trying to control myself and trying to control my energy output.
Yeah.
So when there's a big, like for instance, if there's something going on at home and there's an argument at home, I stay calm and I say, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
There's no need to get upset. There's no need to shout or name call. And even when someone's yelling at me terribly, I'm like, okay,
yeah.
So this isn't going to help us if we're, and it was hard at first, but I'm finding it easier as I go along. It's much easier to maintain that even keel and that calm.
Yeah.
It happened last week. We were recording an audiobook with the great Diane Schiffer. Hi, Diane. I know you're not on Facebook, but maybe you're catching this on YouTube. If you ever get a chance, check out @Schiffer Diane. She's on Instagram. She's got a buttload of followers, but she's darling. She's very vintage. She dresses in vintage clothes, and she has all of these like sort of old school sayings, and she's very positive and just a ball of love. I love her to death. But anyway, she was here recording an audiobook, and we had all the people from the publishing house over Zoom as they were we were doing part of it. They were coaching her for a different part, and the software that I was using in order to technically get everything to Zoom so that they can hear and that we could all talk kept crashing on me. And it threw us off like a good 45 minutes.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I was inside, I was horribly frustrated and very angry because the whole week has been perfectly smooth. And then soon as the big boys get on the call, it goes to crap, right? And I'm like, don't you just figure? But even though it took a while, I calmly did some Google searches and checked out a couple of forums. And then I said, okay. And then I looked for the setting that was causing the problem, fixed the setting, and and then it worked. And then we were good after that. And I maintained my calm. I maintained my peace. I kept my head, which was a huge, huge win for me. Huge.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because I have had a few times in the past, and I try to maintain my cool when I'm in front of a client, because you just don't want to do that. But there was one time where I totally lost it. Yeah. And the more comfortable I am with someone,
the more you lose it.
Then the more you lose it.
Yeah, totally.
But in that case, I was just at wit's end. My computer at the time just nothing was working. Like things that worked solidly for years, nothing was working, and I was just like, I lost my mind. Totally lost my mind. But at that point I vowed that would never happen again.
Awesome.
But working with you has gotten me into that mindset of energy, of just being mindful of energy and where it is, where it's coming from, and where it's going. And I think that's huge. And I think more people should apply that to their daily lives.
Yeah, and we're often just on autopilot, so we don't even realize it. And we tend to be our worst with the people that we're closest to, and then which doesn't help because it's good to be safe with somebody, right? But then it's also not fair to off gas a lot of your frustrations around the people that you're closest to in that way. But when it comes to things like that, for me, it always comes down to a feeling of urgency, right? Like I think we are our worst when it's like you're in a fear state of like, this isn't working. And then what are the consequences, your perceived consequences of something not working? And so usually a perceived loss. It could be a perceived loss of relationship, a loss of opportunity, a loss of finance, right? Like whatever that is. And so you go into this like fight or flight mode, and because you feel this pressure, urgency around some sort of perceived fear of loss. And I think that's usually, I would take a guess, that's usually what's going on for most people when they're in that heightened state. And so then they're trying to control, right? So they're trying to control and make things work or fix things. And then when you're in that, you're not in a state of trust. You're not, and that's how you flip it. And I think that's what you've probably, been doing. And, the phrases I use a lot, like everything's working out in my favor, right?
Yeah.
And if you believe that everything's working out in your favor, you no longer see the delay as bad. It could be something good, Sometimes you're delayed and you get on the expressway only to find that if you left on time, there was an accident, like right then and there where you would have been if you weren't delayed, or like, and that's where you start to, really trust that everything's working out for you and it's okay. And if you are in that state of being, of trust, then now there's no longer a reason to get frustrated or try and control or try to, quote, fix. And that's your ego saying, like, I know best. Like, this is how it's supposed to be. This is how, right? And then there's a lot of resistance happening there versus trusting, like, okay, everything's great, and for whatever reason, I'm getting called to troubleshoot this issue. And like you did, so I'm going to Google, I'm going to research, I'm going to figure out the issue, we're going to implement it, and it's all going to be fine.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was also like a little bit of thinking through, okay, so what's the worst thing that can happen right now? The worst thing that can happen right now is that we can't do it the way they want to do it. I can find another way.
Yeah.
Like we can get on the phone. We can, it's all is not lost.
Right.
And it kind of reminds me back, and I use this story a lot when I first was training at Warm 101.3 on the radio, and I was training with Pat Rivers, the midday guy who's a good friend of mine. And, because in radio, dead air was always the big thing. Like you don't want any dead air. And he's like, nobody died,
Right.
Because I didn't hit the button fast enough. So there was like 5 seconds of silence before the song starts. And he's like, nobody's going to die.
Right.
So you're fine.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I go back to that. It's extreme, but it's true. It's like, all right, what's really going on here? Is anyone in mortal danger?
Right.
No. Okay. So just relax.
Right.
We'll get through this. No one's going to die.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And it can be humbling and helpful all at the same time to calm down and recognize like your urgent issue really isn't that urgent in the grand scheme of things. And like you said, knowing like there's another way about it, that's where our confidence and belief in self become highly important, right? If you are lacking in that confidence, if you don't believe in yourself, then it's really hard to troubleshoot issues, right? And then that's when we get really attached to it has to be this way or else it won't work because you don't trust yourself in being flexible. You don't trust yourself as an expert. You don't trust yourself as being able to navigate those situations. So yeah, I think that's where it's like leaning in and trusting yourself and being confident in what you're doing can help, support through a situation like that.
Yeah, I've been really happy with this switch just because being calm is so much better.
Right, so nice.
Just like the whole stress, like we just as a society, we have enough stress. We have stress from everything, from every angle. So if you can find a way to reduce some of that stress, regardless of where it's coming from, it's just a win.
Yeah.
And I feel so much better about that. Like I'm I'm not so uptight and not so, and when you're in that kind of agitated state all the time, you end up not being a very great person.
No.
And you don't, maybe not even notice it.
Right.
You know,
Right. You're hard to be around.
And,
yes.
And people are like, man, why are you such a dick?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, well, and that kind of reminds me of, and it brings it back to that whole energy thing where whenever we encounter someone who's like that, it's, you know, it's always good to think, all right, we don't know what this person has gone through. We don't know what their day has been. Mm-hmm. So if they're sending this nastiness to me, I'm going to return it with love. Mm-hmm. I'm going to return it with kindness.
Yeah.
It helps you stay out of that stressful state. You're not like experiencing the stress that they're putting off.
Right.
But there's also a chance that you're going to switch them out. And they're going to see, here's a person, I'm pissed off for whatever reason, but here's a person that's being really nice to me. And, oh, maybe I should probably be nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that could happen.
Nicer.
Or they could get more frustrated.
Or they could get more
You really don't have any. But yeah. And the main thing is that you don't feed into their energy, right?
Yeah.
And I think, so the more work you do on yourself as you're shifting your frustration and your energy, when you see other people in that state, it just, you don't take it personally anymore. You just see it for what it is. And I just tend to become less engaging with it. You know, I just might be less responsive to it than I would have in the past, or, you know, because you start to learn what buttons the other person is triggering in you. And when you become less reactive to your own buttons, you kind of just see the other person as having a temper tantrum. And what do you do when a kid has a temper tantrum? You don't do anything. You just, they just move through the temper tantrum. So then you just do the same thing with adults. And we get in trouble when we try to control other people. And it's like, it's not my job to control other people. It's not my job even to teach them, And that's another thing, too, I come back to a lot. And especially for what I do with being a coach is, like, unless that there's consent there to coach, it's really not my place to do that with anybody unless if there is consent, because, like, who am I to interfere with whatever they're going through?
Yeah, depending on the situation too. Like if it's if you're in a job and it's one of your employees, and there's this thing, you do have a little bit of responsibility.
The role, exactly.
That's the role. But outside, just in the wild,
yes,
it's not your place. And it still comes back to that thing, that idea that if I can't control it, I'm not going to get so uptight about it if I can't control it. Like, it's raining today. Oh, well.
The weather is, I think, one of the best first things you can use as like a spiritual teacher, because you don't have control over it. Yeah. And you can really see how your perception of the weather, it's your perception of it that affects your mood. It affects how you show up and so forth, So which is kind of funny. I'll call my mom out. I just noticed right before I left to come here, she said something about it being gloomy and said, I predict low energy. So I wanted to comment and be like, well, you're going to get what you predict, or what you focus on. And that doesn't mean to like fight it either. Like it could be gloomy out and you could be low energy, but also just being okay with that, Like I kind of sometimes like low energy days. I move a little slower, so I kind of enjoy that slowness of movement. I tend to be calmer. I tend to be more mindful, so it's also appreciating the different states of being that you can be in. But yeah, I think radical acceptance of the weather, if somebody's looking for a practice, is a great practice of not allowing that to impact them in a negative way. Like the weather's just weathering. Oh, that's another like thing I use. I say the people are peopling, right? So if somebody, if somebody's having a temper tantrum, they're just peopling over there and they're peopling over here, and right, and it's just like this thing to separate yourself from it, and you're just kind of watching the show happen around. People are peopling, the weather is weathering, like it's all just happening, and let it happen.
Yeah, I like that.
And it's so peaceful to move through the world that way, right?
Yeah, and for me, this all comes back to your what's the word I'm looking for?
Awareness.
Awareness. Thank you. Your self-awareness. Aware. Like this morning, sitting at a light, 2 cars in front of me. There's nobody coming. It's a red light, but we're making a right turn. I'm like, come on. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And I found myself getting upset. I'm like, oh, come on, you jerk off. Will you just go? And then I stopped myself and I laughed. And I was like,
why does it matter? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, really? Like, I started having like a bad opinion of this guy,
Right.
And I wanted, I don't know what it is when you're driving and a car or two ahead of you does something stupid. You always want to go see what they look like. What is up with that? Like, why do you always
I did that today, actually. And then I'm like, oh, of course. Yeah. It was one of those.
Look at this bozo.
Because, there's stereotypes for a reason. But, yeah, and that's another thing too. Like you say, like you've noticed since doing a lot of this work, that like frustration has gone down a lot and feeling a lot more calm and so forth. And yeah, I used to have like really bad road rage. It used to be really bad. And then just over the years, I didn't like specifically sit down and work on my road rage. It just, I noticed it was a effect of doing this work. I was like, oh, I don't get so pissed off when I'm driving anymore. And I'm like, wow, my experience of driving is so much nicer than it used to be when I would just be angry all the time.
Yeah, but it still comes back to that, excuse me, that self-awareness where you when you can, because a lot of people have no idea what they're doing.
Right, yeah.
No idea how they're
on
acting.
autopilot.
They're just like peopling through the day.
Yes.
And the more you can sit back and be like, all right, I'm peopling.
Yeah.
How can I people better?
Right. Yeah.
And it's really a huge thing. I mean, it makes your life so much better in so many ways.
So many ways.
And it compounds after that. It just like it exponentially builds.
Yep.
Every experience, the more self-aware you are, everything that you go through on a daily basis. Now, it's not perfect. I'm not perfect. I still forget. I still people.
Oh, yeah.
I still get upset. Something's not working, and I start getting all, especially like in this business where we're always clicking to do something,
Right.
And there's always a clicking thing that's not why. I don't understand why this isn't working. It should work. Yeah. But then it's just like, all right, just relax.
Right.
It's okay. Stop getting yourself all crazy about this, technology. We'll figure it out. We'll get there. It's just it's really I can't begin to explain how huge it is for me to get to this point.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not where I need to be or anything like that, but I'm definitely leagues better than I was.
Yeah.
Just to be just a ranting and raving fool half the time.
Right. But that's even great that you were even aware of that. Like, I feel like so many people are in that state and they're not even aware that they're a ranting and raving fool, or they wouldn't have the humbleness to say that. And that's I often see humor as like this like top of enlightenment aspect where you can literally laugh at yourself,
right.
Or I can be like, oh my God, Stacey, you are getting yourself so worked up about this. And like, so you have this like awareness of that human experience. And when you can laugh at it and make light of it, that is like the best thing ever. And so the more you can really in that self-awareness to laugh at it, like all the pressure just melts off.
Melts away.
Yeah.
You know what I realize is now that we're in here, I'm not able to look at the comments.
Is Will going to read them for us if we have any?
Are there any comments?
There are no comments.
Okay. Okay.
The voice of God.
The funny thing is, I don't even see the stream.
I did turn it on last night. It should be on my things. I felt like I did my homework. I was like, okay.
It says I'm live, but there you are. Yeah, no, there's no comments. But anyway, Matt White is watching. Belen is watching.
Hey, Belen.
I did see a lot of wow. Words.
Words are so difficult. Words.
Action correspondence on the Telegram channel for Telegram channel, and I haven't been there. Like the last week's audiobook was such a big project, and I was here till like 8:00 last night. Wrapping that up, so
it's starting to get more active. I think since I started a new one at the beginning of the year and got everybody together, like that, it's definitely a different energy shift. But it's starting to build.
It's good that the holidays are over, though.
Yes,
I do like the holidays, but I also like putting them behind me.
Yes.
Just because everything just gets so out of whack, and so many things happen. You're like, well, we're gonna have to revisit that after the holidays.
Right.
And then
now we're revisiting.
Now we're in the revisiting month where there's a whole pile of things we have to revisit. But at least, for the most part, everybody's back in town. There's nobody out, and we can start getting back to, routine.
Yeah. And I always like that. It's Capricorn season, so you get that routine feeling. So
Capricorn season?
Yeah. Which will be
Is
ending
that the goat?
soon. Yes.
Oh, no,
the like mountain sea goat. It's like a sea goat or something.
Sea goat?
I think.
Was that flippers?
No, it's just like it's often, I don't know. Big horns, whatever. But yeah.
You're Aquarius.
Same as you,
yes,
yeah.
Right.
Which is why I'm going away in February.
Nice.
Yeah. I feel like I was gonna say something about routine, whatever. Oh, I got my exercise routine down, and I was glad they added a class that I was. Oh, so this is like a manifestation, right? From frustration. I'm like, I need a workout class on Tuesday mornings. I need a workout class on Tuesday. Like I kept getting frustrated because I really wanted a workout class on Tuesday morning, and there wasn't one that I wanted to take on Tuesday mornings. And lo and behold, there's now an 8 a.m. workout class that I wanted on Tuesday mornings.
I need 10 more weekly podcast clients. 10 more weekly podcast clients. I need them now. Damn it.
You can try it. It works for me.
10 more audiobooks over the next 6 months, please.
So
that I can take a vacation.
Right. So now I'm all sore today, and I'm like, yes, I'm all sore.
What do you
today.
do? What's the routine?
Okay, so now I'm doing Mondays. I'm doing Pilates at 10:45. Tuesdays 8 a.m. a weightlifting class. So Wednesdays a rest day.
Good.
And then Thursday. So Wednesdays I come here. Thursdays. Full body weightlifting again, and then Fridays is gentle yoga, and then I've been doing vinyasa yoga every other Sunday morning.
Wow.
Yeah. So Saturday's like a rest day, or I could go for like a run around the neighborhood.
And you
or
enjoy
something.
that.
Yeah. So this is like something that's just a part of my life now. So in the beginning, I had to do a lot of stuff to get here, right? Because this is a long journey on like exercise, health, etc. So it's probably the thing I've been working on the longest. So I think it's the thing that's the most solidified for me of all of, if you were to break it up to like health, wealth, relationships, like if you were to break it all up, that's probably the health aspect is the most solidified.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Kind of, if your health ain't right, then the rest of it kind of falls
right.
apart.
And I think that's maybe why it was always like the first thing that I really worked on when I'm working on myself, because I feel that, when I have that in a good place, working on the other stuff becomes way easier. So my workout routine is like always top priority I get that in, I naturally cook more. And I eat more whole foods and more energy producing instead of energy draining foods, right? And then, when I'm in that, then it's easier for me to focus and sit down and write and read. And, I show up better for my clients and in relationship, so just all builds off of it. So, yeah.
That's good role model material, Stacey.
And that's what's very important for me is to practice what I preach. And I know a lot of the work I do isn't just what I'm like teaching, but it's who I'm being and how I'm showing up. And and if that's not congruent, then the impact is not going to be there for the people I serve. So, yeah, I do take that very seriously, and I have my whole life. I had always told my clients that I never suggest or ask them to do something that I haven't done myself. And if I haven't, there's probably a reason, like it really doesn't apply to me. And I will say, I haven't done this myself, but I know some people who have. This is what they reported back to me. It could be something to try based off of what I've heard, and it's from that experience of working with so many people for so many years. But I have a very strong rule that I never ask or expect something of someone that I haven't done myself.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a great leadership quality.
Yeah.
I definitely need to get myself back. I have to get myself into some sort of an exercise routine. I know that I need that just for my energy.
Yeah.
Just for the energy. I know that when I work out on a regular basis, I feel better. My mind works better, all that kind of stuff. But I always, in the past, I've always kind of fallen out of the routine for whatever reason. And man, when you fall out of a routine, boy, is it hard to get back.
It is, yeah. So it's a lot easier for me to restart now, and I still fall out of routine. Or like I said, felt like I didn't have my routine, and then I was like, okay, great, it's all good now. And who knows, the schedule is going to change, in the future or something. I'll probably have to whatever. But the main thing about getting back into a routine if you've fallen out is to stop judging yourself. That I think I would say is the number one reason why people don't get back into their routine quickly is because they're too busy judging and beating themselves up and being in a little hissy fit about it instead of just being like, I can restart my routine whenever I want.
So today's the 14th. So a great swath of people who have made New Year's resolutions have already stopped on that journey.
Right.
What is it? Is it by like February, the first week of February, like
80% has stopped? Yeah.
I didn't even make a New Year's resolution.
Did you do a word? I don't know if you did a word. Did you? If you did, I don't know.
We talked about that before.
I don't know if you claimed. I know Emily's is rooted.
Rooted. Oh, that's good.
Mine is all in. Yeah.
I know we did a word, but I forgot what
I don't
my
know
word
if you
was.
picked a word.
I thought I did.
Well, I know you did a word on authenticity a while ago, but that was for like leadership or something. That was like something back. I don't know if you did like a 2026
you pick a word like your intention word for the year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that because it's like I think it sets like the energy for the whole year. But even with that, sometimes I haven't really gone in on it. And I've shared this before. Years ago, I don't remember what year it was, my word was allow, and that I felt like really, really, really shaped my life. It really helped with that frustration, right? The frustration, control, things aren't going my way. So my word was allow, and that's when I really moved to a lot of releasing that frustration and just allowing, like, what's meant to be will be, and everything's working out in my favor.
What about if you need more than one word?
Well, I'm doing all in. That's two. I mean, you could do maybe... again, it's whatever works for you. I just like that because it's an energy, and then you can focus everything on it. So I'm doing all in, and so like my challenge for myself this year is to really go all in, which is like getting rid of all doubt and like moving past all doubt and all fear, right? Because you can't be all in and simultaneously be entertaining your fears and doubts, right?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't work. So, So yeah, by leaning into that all-in energy is my focus in all areas of my life. You know, relationships, you know, business, you know, things like that.
I'm gonna pick 3 words.
Do you have them?
Yeah.
What do you want to share?
Organize, focus, and well, maybe it's 4 words. Is follow through 1 word or 2?
Is it hyphenated?
Is it? I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, so it'd be like organize, focus, and do. If you want to simplify it, organize, focus, and do.
FD. I wonder if you could do it like an acronym. We have an O, we have an F, and we D. FOD.
On the
FOD,
frickin'
DOF. Sorry.
Yeah. Get your shit together, Fitz, and do it. It's really that's the premise behind it. Is that I need
releasing resistance.
Need to be more organized. I need to maintain my focus, and I need to follow through with the things that I'm planning.
Standards?
Standards.
That kind of encompasses all of them.
It does.
If you're operating to the standard of your desire, then you're going to follow through, then you're going to be organized, and you're going to be focused because that's the standard you're setting for yourself. I don't know. That's an idea.
You have to think more about that, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's easy when you have a word that just says, you know, like allow, like, okay.
Yeah, that was, but
that's pretty much, there's a lot of things that last year we had a lot of ideas and a lot of things we wanted to do and just ended up getting too busy and getting distracted and not following through with those, and that needs to stop. So it needs to be, we need to be organized, and, you know, and then we need to focus on one thing at a time, and then maybe it's organize, focus, and accomplish. OFA.
OFA.
Get
Sounds
off your
like
ass.
Yeah,
No,
I like it.
I added a word there.
I do have comments on LinkedIn.
Oh, yeah.
Are those not coming through? Can Will not see my LinkedIn?
No, that doesn't.
Oh.
Just because it's a relay post and it's not coming through the system. The only.
But it used to, didn't it? You would you put it
it
up.
did. It did.
Okay. Well, Denny's been watching. He says, "Good morning."
Good morning.
And he shared a quote: "Everyone has the right to their own ridiculous opinions, no matter how stupid it might be." I don't know what that quote's from. And then he said, "I need exercise routine also." So, yeah. Well, that quote reminds me of the word allow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why that word was really transformative for me, for somebody that has like control issues. So, what?
I always get these strange texts.
I thought you were going to say Todd Youngman comment.
No. I always look for his comments. I get these strange texts. Like I got a text the other day that said, who is this? Or, you kind of who is this?
Just delete, report, spam, block.
Yeah. So this one doesn't even come from. Somehow I got a text from a Gmail account.
Oh yeah, spam.
I'm a 23-year-old college graduate working part-time with friends to earn money. I am available to travel anytime. No alcohol or violence allowed. Sex toys are welcome. We can stay overnight together if possible. If you would like to see our photos, is there more of you in there? Please message me on Telegram.
Well, just remember it's a bot, not from an English-speaking country.
Report spam. All right. Well, on that disgusting note, I think that's how we should wrap up today's Positively Powerful. See, I focused. I'm organizing my text. I focused, and I did. I deleted that son bitch. All right. Next Wednesday, we'll be back. We'll try to wrangle in some actual ideas.
I thought today was great.
Yeah, hopefully you got
If you did not get benefit from today, then I can't help you.
Yes. Well said. Well said. We'll catch you next time. Ciao.
Everybody want a piece of you.